Hi everybody, Natasha Coach here with the Van City Home Team live Thursday, 6 o'clock, talking about kids going back to school. Should they go back to school or should they stay home? That is the question. So my kids are actually grown. They're in their 20s. They probably should still go back to school, but this is a little bit of a different scenario. So this live today is for all of you parents out there. Hi Paula, how are you? This is again just my opinions and the 5 reasons that I think that they should go back to school. And I'm more than happy to hear anybody else's opinions out there. So normally at this time of year, September comes around and the kids are nervous about going back to school. This year is very, very different. Parents are the ones that are now nervous about whether or not their kids should go back to school. And so I did a little bit of research, and it appears that keeping them home could actually be more harmful than sending them to school. So here's some reasons why. I mean, obviously, closing the school was necessary during COVID in order to sort of reset everything and determine exactly how to somewhat control the virus. But there was a survey done actually at the Sick Children's Hospital in Toronto, which is where I'm originally from. Not the Sick Children's Hospital, but Toronto anyway. And it indicates that that this has come at a serious price. So kids being at home has really come at a serious price. So the numbers have increased as far as adverse health conditions, emotional, physical, social, and educational, of course, because kids are at home. And increased rates have been found in anxiety and sadly higher suicide rates, actually. So I don't know. I mean, I think that the stress, for the kids being home as well as parents who were working from home and also trying to care for their children during the same time has been definitely challenging. The financial stress and burden of it combined probably did not make a very good environment for the kids in general. So another thing to consider is that what about the at-risk children that were already at risk before, that maybe school was actually the safest place for them to be in the first place, and the only thing that they would go to and maybe get a hot meal if the school had that program, and now they've not been in the best environment. So just some things to consider. Anyway, let's go through the 5 reasons why I feel that it's a good idea. Number 1, the disease it's somewhat under control. So, I mean, with the exception of some of the results of, large gatherings and events, for the most part, wearing a mask, hand sanitizing, social distancing, it's under some control. Number 2, limited effects of young people. So statistically, even though there has been some number increases in young people, there are very few deaths were under the age of 20. And so there isn't a lot of evidence that shows that the kids going back to school is going to be a detriment to the virus. Number 3, vigilance works. I mean, we are implementing new ways to take care of our environment and each other every single day. New stores are implementing mandatory mask wearing. We've been, pretty good about keeping our social distance. And evidence shows actually that most of the transmission with the virus has not actually been just in social environments. There was a case where people are referring to in Israel where they did go back to school, and they had a heat wave at the time, so nobody was wearing masks. The class sizes were 35 plus, and of course they saw a rise in numbers because they weren't doing their due diligence in making sure they took the safety precautions. So obviously with the kids going back to school, they're going to have much smaller classroom sizes. It may be difficult to get the kids to wear masks. But I've seen some pretty cool masks out there. I know a couple little boys that got some Paw Patrol masks just recently from me. And so I think that making it fun and being respectful of each other's space. And it was actually a client of mine that described her son actually is only 5 or 6, I think. And I guess at daycare they described that, this is your bubble and this is your friend's bubble. And so you stay in your bubble and your friend stays in theirs. You can still play with your friend, but you have to stay in your bubble. So it was a great way to describe it. So just new ways. Number 4, there's no real proof actually that schools closing had any effect on the transmission or non-transmission of the disease. Going back to school doesn't really mean back to normal, because what's normal? There's obviously a new normal out there. And you know what? Number 5, not only children's well-being, but the parents' well-being is a priority right now. I think that the disease has taken a toll on everyone, emotionally. And I believe that getting into some sort of routine, even if it does look a little bit different, is imperative right now, so that we can kind of try to find a new normal. So anyway, those are the 5 reasons I think that the kids should go back to school. Play safe, be together, and being around each other socially is super important for all of us and our well-being. So I know this was kind of a serious topic and maybe not so exciting, but right now with back to school coming up, I wanted to talk about something that was really happening. So I'd love to hear your opinions, your thoughts, your feelings. Please share. And I hope everybody has an amazing weekend coming up. And we'll see you next week. We're doing the Mortgage and Market Update on Tuesday, live on my business page at 6 p.m. So thanks for joining the Vancity Home Team. Talk to you later. Okay, bye-bye.